Some of the most commonly asked questions if you're thinking about getting a Tesla: is it worth it? Is it all hype? How is the range? How much different is it than a normal vehicle? And can I get used to it? Is a Tesla worth it? Well, all these questions we're going to answer in this 10,000 mile review. Welcome to the channel. My name is Matt. I'm going to go over everything from the front to the trunk of a Tesla. If you're thinking about ordering a Tesla soon or maybe down the road, is it worth it? Is it all hype? Is it really worth the price tag, especially nowadays? I'm going to give you my complete honest opinion. I've driven the car for 10,000 miles and have had the car for about 6 months. So I've been driving this thing as much as I possibly can, and that leads us into point number one. Well, of course, all I can say is your individual experience may vary, but we're gonna go over exactly why I drive so much, and it comes down to number one, the quality. And when you're thinking about shelling out at least $40,000 upwards of $100,000 for certain models, you want to make sure your money is worth it. And I can tell you, if you've watched videos, if you've yet to test drive a Tesla, it is absolutely worth every single penny, and here's why. So here's all I can tell you, because obviously you can't get in the car right now from watching this video, but what you want to know is the materials look exactly like they did on day one. The seats are nice and firm and comfortable. The leather material that the seats use is plush and soft. There are no holes or rips or any signs of stains on my seats, and that's after some pretty good wear and tear from the snowy days here in Pittsburgh to the rainy days, having dirt on the seats, car seats in the car, passengers, all types of environments. I can tell you the quality of the finishes will last, and this is after 10,000 miles of use. So don't take my word for it. I would recommend a test drive, but there's an important step, an important point in step two that I want you to think about, and that of course is the price. So after 10,000 miles, what I can say is point number two, when it comes to the price, it is worth every single penny. And yes, it's a car, it gets you from point A to point B, but the quality of the finishes, like we talked about in point one, makes that price tag a little more bearable. But here's the main differentiator. So if you don't know me, I really do baby my vehicles, and my wife will probably tell you I wash my car now probably way more than I actually need to. And this was all the way since I owned my first vehicle. This is my first new car. I've never had an EV before. So what I will tell you when it comes to point number two, that price is head and tails above any experience I've ever had driving a car. If you've ever gotten into a friend's car, a really nice car, or a relative's vehicle, or whatever it happens to be, and it's a luxury vehicle, and you think to yourself, wow, this is really nice and also really expensive. Well, Tesla, I have a Model 3 and I got the standard range. It was around $40,000. You can get a top quality luxury experience for a reasonably fair price. You're not paying $100,000. My experience after 10,000 miles is that price, because of the experience it gives you, is truly worth it. And here is exactly why. Tesla has features like no other. The acceleration to the screen and the modern design. We talked about those quality finishes. We're going to get into some of those accessories later on in point three, but the quality and performance when you're in that vehicle driving it, all I can say is take a test drive, get in the car. You have to experience it for yourself. It is unlike any ICE vehicle out there. So point number one was the quality, and point number two was what you get for the price. Well, point number three is how realistically well does the car perform in day-to-day life. Now here in Pittsburgh, I've driven in the summer, I've driven in the fall, I've driven now in the winter, and I've experienced all different types of scenarios, from longer drives to city driving to rush hour. So after 10,000 miles, how well does it do as my daily driver? So you know it's going to be a quality vehicle, you know what you're going to pay for, but on the day-to-day grind, how well does it do? Well, if you're a single person, if you have a family like myself, you're loading in car seats and groceries or just taking it to a friend's house, whatever it happens to be, I really feel that this car is super versatile. There's multiple driver profiles that you can preset to help you unload and load the vehicle when it comes to where your seats are positioned. You can precondition the vehicle in the winter, which is amazing. And by the way, The traction in this vehicle, even with the rear wheel drive, is absolutely amazing. Here in Pittsburgh, we recently got some snow. No matter what time of year you're watching this, if you get a little bit of snow, if you get rain, the traction in this vehicle is amazing. So on the daily grind, as your daily driver, is there enough space just to get by? If you have kids or if you need to load the vehicle with personal items, well, I can tell you from loading strollers and car seats and cases of water and all types of groceries, I've never had a complaint about my Model 3 not having enough space, because even if I had some overflow, I do have that front area and it's nice and secure. It's separate. I know some people like to put their food or their takeout in that front because it kind of separates the smell of the food from the cabin. All in all, on a daily grind, when you have to rely on your car coming through, I can tell you this is very reliable after 10,000 miles. Really hasn't been a scenario where I've been disappointed. So if you are shopping around and you're comparing, should I get an EV Tesla, maybe a sedan versus another sedan, you really are comparing the features. And remember that with a Tesla, you're getting 8 cameras and Sentry mode. They just had an update where you can subscribe to the premium connectivity. I did as a trial just to kind of see it out. You do get a 30-day trial when you buy your Tesla, and you can view a live feed of those cameras on your phone. And you can even talk through the car in case you need to warn somebody, or if you see something suspicious to maybe get away from your car. If you see something suspicious, you can talk through your phone and have that security peace of mind. So unlike any other car out there, it's reliable, it performs well, it's super quick, and I love the modern features. You also have that big security bonus. So that all sounds great. We looked at the quality, the price, and the reliability as a daily driver, but what about point number 4? What are some downsides that I have experienced over the first 10,000 miles? And these may surprise you. So some things to keep in mind, and this is just my opinion, and I want you to take this with a grain of salt because I have a fairly newer Tesla Model 3 and got this mid-year in 2021. Now there's been some design changes and some changes to the paint. So some of these, again, take with a grain of salt. So my biggest complaint, if you haven't seen other videos, if you do want deep dives, I would check out the other videos on the channel, but I want you to pay attention to the paint quality. Now, you're not going to see anything on your delivery day as far as paint quality. You're gonna look, it's gonna look absolutely amazing, and you're gonna leave happy. But on the day-to-day, I have noticed some very small rock chips where the paint was basically chipped off from some gravel when I was driving. Keep in mind that since your car doesn't have a grille, being that it doesn't need one for an engine, you're gonna have that front of your vehicle taking all the pebbles and rocks that get pummeled as you might drive on your daily commute. So again, take this with a grain of salt. You can look up paint protection film, which is a film that goes over your vehicle. It's clear, and you can get quotes on this at auto body shops near you, and that will prevent those rock chips. But also, Tesla has acknowledged this paint issue, so to speak, and newer vehicles are getting different paints. They're adding more layers of paint. So they have heard the audience, they know some of these issues, and they are fixing them. So my only critique of the vehicle, I love the Model 3. I love how it looks, but you're always wanting that next model up. And I don't know if other Tesla owners would perhaps agree. I have seen other channels where they make changes to their vehicles, but I would love a faster vehicle or maybe a larger vehicle like a Model Y or Model X. And of course, it just comes down to price. But you always want that boost in acceleration or performance. And again, that's just my own opinion. But as far as the car itself and how it drives, the performance that I do get in the rear wheel drive, it's absolutely enough performance. And you don't really need more to pass people on the road and do so safely. But that would be the one thing I would say. So the big question, and you probably hear this every single time you bring up a Tesla to your friends or you hear something in conversation. Look, a lot of people are quick to discount the Tesla as the future of vehicles on the road, and they seem to doubt this EV technology. Well, look, the fact is every single major manufacturer is ramping up and investing really in EVs. So this will be the future because of what you get for your money. And I can promise you, is it overrated? Is it all hype? Absolutely not when you know what you're talking about. When you get in the vehicle and you test drive the vehicle. Now, you might not like the design, and that's nothing that Tesla is at fault for. You can go with maybe another EV. But what you get for these electric vehicles, Tesla and other, are massive improvements to the quality of the interiors when it comes to performance, when it comes to acceleration, and the range is really ramping up as well, which, by the way, saves you money over gas prices. So is it overrated? Absolutely not. Get in a test drive with a Tesla and you'll find out. So we have 10,000 miles and 10,000 more after that. And in fact, we're picking up a brand new vehicle on this channel, so pay attention to that, especially if you're thinking about a Model Y. My twin brother is picking up a Model Y Performance coming soon, so subscribe to see all of those comparisons and videos on the Model Y. And you know we're going to cover all the latest updates and changes as Tesla progresses to the future, so make sure to subscribe if you love updates and the new technology that comes out almost on a daily basis with Tesla. Again, this is Matt from Front to Trunk. The only way I know you like this content is to drop a like and subscribe to see all that new content, and we'll see you in the next 10,000.